The markets, just like the calendar, follow seasonality. According to a study done by Freddie Mac, analyzing over 8.5 million mortgage originating or mortgages originated between 2012 and 2018, January happens to be the lowest interest rate month, uh, typically, of the year. Why? Because a lot of people, especially in the cold climates, do not choose to go out looking for properties, and thus the interest rate drop actually affects uh, is a motivator to bring interest rates better. Obviously, 2020 was the exception of the rule, but we all know the reasons why. We are hearing from the Fed as well as Janet Yellen, the newly appointed Secretary of Treasury. By the way, the first woman Treasury of Secretary that we have had in the history of the U.S. They all are um, stating that interest rates should remain low, although there is some economists that feel mortgage interest rates are going to hit about a 4% ceiling by the end of 2021. The sweetest spot for a mortgage as far as cost to loan analysis is between $400,000 and $500,000. A lot of closing costs are fixed set costs, and as such obviously represent a much higher percentage on a lower loan amount than on a higher loan amount. So to take best advantage of the closing costs, of the fixed closing costs, Fannie Mae suggests to buy a property between $400,000 and $500,000. But on the economic front, one other thing before I jump into last week's economic releases, Fannie Mae has also came up with their forecast for 2021, and they are anticipating that the loan volume is going to drop by about 20% in 2021. One, obviously, because interest rates are expected to rise a little bit, but also because of the scarcity of properties on the market. Right now, currently, according to a report from last week, we are only at about 1.9 months worth of inventory. So if no more homes went on the market in 1.9 months, so a little under 2 months, we'd be sold out of everything that's out there. Whereas typical and healthy housing market suggests about 6-month supply or thereabout. Unfortunately, when it comes to economy, first-time claims for unemployment jumped to 900,000, while the pandemic emergency benefits and the pandemic unemployment assistance did decline a bit, but the drops were due to benefits running out rather than actually people finding jobs. Unfortunately, the housing market does continue to be the bright spot on the horizon, on the economic horizon, because existing home sales were up 0.7% from November to December, and 22%, a whopping 22%, year over year. Sales would have been even higher had we had more inventory to sell, and I'm sure a lot of realtors are going to attest to it. Lastly, there were some good news also from the manufacturing sector. The Philadelphia Fed Index was reported at 26.5 for January, which is much higher than expected. So manufacturing activity seems to be higher, and we will be watching it very closely. Until next week, please stay well, and I will be looking forward to reporting to you on what happens this week very soon. Beata Bukowski, 773-321-0008. Thanks much.